so true. I wouldn't lie. Well, happy magical Friday, everyone. Neil Cavuto's off tonight, and I'm Pete Hegseth. I kid, I'm so much better looking. But what a great show we have for you. It's almost so good, I almost don't want to share it with you. But I will, because I'm a giving person. Just ask the nurses at the blood bank. Sometimes I'll even donate my own. Now, there's been a lot of talk about who the Democratic nominee should be for 2024. We aren't even halfway through this term, and they already want to bail on Joe. It's the only bail Democrats support. Yeah? Ooh, yeah. But can you blame them? His favorability rating is 2 points ahead of rheumatoid arthritis and 3 points below anal warts. Seems like that should be reversed, but anyway. But that doesn't seem fair to Joe at all. He's got the experience, he's got the look. You could say he has the human touch, right? Ask any 15-year-old girl whose shoulders he rubbed like he's a prize fighter or had her hair sniffed like he's huffing Pantene Pro V. But instead, you see Dems circling him like seagulls above a fishing boat, ready to pounce on anything the crew throws overboard. Gavin Newsom just visited D.C. He brought a tape measure. Not for the White House drapes, but a coffin for Joe. Gavin always masks up when he visits Joe's office. He takes it off once he's sure that there isn't a dead body in there. So disgusting. But like my wife and that homeless musician she invited to live in our attic, they aren't even hiding it anymore. They're like your worst relatives who know you're rich and have a weak heart, and suddenly they're mailing you boxes of Omaha steaks, cases of Red Bull, and keep sneaking up behind you at family functions with an air horn. But here at Gutfeld, we say no. Like Brian Kilmeade's breath, the Biden name is too strong to ignore. So now you're on his side. Which is why I'm saying it's time to support Biden 2024. That's right, Biden 2024. Roll the Nexio. That's right. Forget Joe, it's time for Hunter. After all, Joe says Hunter is the smartest guy he knows, so it stands to reason he'll be an improvement. You think I'm kidding? But hear me out. There's a ton of reasons why Hunter would make a great president. First of all, unlike most politicians, Hunter can't be blackmailed. Seriously. What if some foreign agent approaches him and says, "Mr. President, we have video of you masturbating"? Hunter would probably reply, "Fine. But do you have one from this angle? Or this angle? How about this? I can get you high def if you like." Of course, most presidents have first ladies, and they always have some crusade that keeps them busy and it never works. Remember how Michelle Obama tackled childhood obesity? I didn't think kids could get any fatter. But Hunter, you know, instead of a first lady, he'll have first ladies of the evening. How fun would it be to see him slow dancing at the inauguration with an Eastern European in pumps, short shorts, and a belly shirt, while 8 more dressed similarly are lounging in the grotto that used to be the Lincoln bedroom. And, even better, the guy knows business. If anyone can, this guy could pay off the national debt. Hell, his paintings are worth $500,000 a pop. He could pump out 400 of those a month, right out of his nose. He also knows creative accounting as well. Prostitutes as a medical service? I mean, I need to switch doctors. Although his advisors are going to want to be very specific with Hunter when they bring up inflation. But he can also tackle the drug crisis. Who better to deal with drug cartels than someone who has their direct number? And remember, did you see him thoughtfully weighing the crack in front of the hooker?
No, I just weighed out the bag. It's 2.06.
2.07 without the bag.
So how long is
2.0.
Hunter's the only guy that does drugs wearing a GoPro. But you saw how precise he was. Finally, here's a politician interested in lowering all drug prices. Plus, you want transparency? This guy is naked 100% of the time. Hunter has his clothes off so much that when he wants to go swimming, he has to add clothes. And what's the most important question for a president? Will you be awake at 3 a.m. to take the phone call? Yeah, you can bet Hunter will be awake at 3 a.m. to take any call, unless it's from a baby mama. But in any emergency, Hunter will always be the first one there because he won't waste time getting dressed. So yeah, the wrong Biden is running. Joe was right. Hunter's a genius. The guy took his family name and turned it into a cash cow that fueled unadulterated, reckless hedonism. Most crack addicts would be incarcerated, but this guy, he's in Malibu. He must have Don Jr. thinking, why the hell didn't I do that? So there you have it. Hunter should run. And I think he's got the balls to do it, because I've seen them in the video. He may want to have them looked at, though. They're a little blurry. What do you think, Joe?
Give me a break, man. Get the facts, Jack. I'm driving this thing, all right? Hunter's behind me. That's the way it always works. We're a team. We're like a mullet. Business in the front, party in the back.
So we're all in agreement here. Keep it in the family. Hunter Biden 2024. The slogan could be, the Biden you can trust to make it to the top of the stairs. Just keep him away from your daughters and your medicine cabinet. Let's welcome tonight's guest. He's so brilliant, all of his teeth are wisdom teeth. Novelist and literary critic Walter Kerr. And an old friend. She knows human rights like I know fishnet tights. Human rights lawyer and award-winning filmmaker and author Brooke Goldstein. She has the gift of gab and is known to stab. Fox News contributor Kat Tim. And the last time he butted heads was at Mount Rushmore. My massive sidekick in the NWA World Television Champion, Tyrus. Walter, isn't this a great idea? Shouldn't we get behind Hunter 100%? Better than being in front of him.
Well, you know, since you stole the joke I told you at dinner last night about the 3 a.m. phone call.
Stole it, you gave it to me.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Like I have any choice.
I bought you a crab cake.
You're right. You're right.
One?
You're right.
Yes.
You're right.
He just ordered one crab cake.
Just
Yeah,
one.
no.
Who does that?
No, so here's my theory about the Biden presidency. It's actually an episode of The Masked Singer.
Okay.
So we don't really know who's president, and I think the person who should replace Joe is the person who's actually president right now, only we never see him. And I have a theory as to who that is. I think behind the teleprompter, there's another person giving Joe lines, making him look bad, actually somebody who hates him and wants him to fail.
And who might that be?
Rudy Giuliani. Again.
Well, you know what? The one thing about Hunter, he doesn't need anybody to give him lines.
That's true.
It was so predictable. I'm even disgusted with it. Brooke, it is great to see you.
I'm so happy to be back.
Yes, you're a Red Eye alumnus.
Oh, yes.
And some. Now you're in
Aging
Israel.
me. Indeed.
Yes, that is a country.
It is.
Yes.
You should come visit.
I shall. Does that mean I'm staying at your place?
You may.
Enough of this. He can't be any worse than his dad, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think? What are you worried about?
Well, I read an article the other day by Douglas Murray who was saying that we need to show compassion for Hunter Biden.
Yeah.
And, I was buying it a little bit. He's, the only surviving son of the president. His mother and sister perished in a terrible car accident. His brother died of cancer. So he should be in self-imposed exile dealing with his issues. But instead, he is literally front and center at the White House. He's serving on boards. He's throwing himself out there as a public figure. And it's a national security issue. So I really do think we should be paying attention to this. I don't think it's a joke. I think it's super scary. And the other thing I find very troubling, there was a poll that was just released. 64% of Democrats don't want Biden to be the president, okay?
But they didn't say Hunter.
No, they didn't, okay? They don't want the president. They want the president to step down and to be replaced by another a Democrat. And that is a vote of no confidence by your own party.
Yeah.
That's kind of scary. I think that's unprecedented.
Yeah, I think he has like something like the worst numbers in history since we first had presidents in the 1950s.
After having gotten the most votes.
Yes.
In history.
What do you think, Tyrus? Another brilliant idea out of this fertile brain that is lodged.
Walter, I love the 3 a.m. joke. Absolutely riveting. I only imagine the size of laughter if it would have came from your mouth.
Greg said half the audience won't get it, and I said, yeah, but the best half will.
Well, yes. And that's the guy you cheer for. There you go. I respectfully disagree with you. I think Hunter had a responsibility for his past brothers and sisters to be the best that he could be. But unfortunately, and me and Mr. Kern talked about this, he had a horrible role model as a father who, again, I've said it a million times, bad parenting, enabling, constantly throwing money instead of time, public service. How can you serve the public when you can't serve your home? I don't understand that. I don't get that. And we're seeing it in grand fashion. It's all coming to roost. You, Mr. Kern and I, again, you weren't around, so you can't steal any of this. We talked about this is bad parenting enabling on the grand scale. American homes across the country deal with this. And most good parents, they cut them off and they deal with it. And he never did that. And now you want to know who Hunter's looking at in all the videos? He's looking at dad. And he's fearless because he knows no matter what he does, dear old dad and our tax-paying money and our Secret Service are going to make it all go away. And now it's not. And he doesn't care because he stopped caring a long time ago. Anyone who does this stuff to himself doesn't care.
By the way, I like it when you call me Mister.
Yeah.
Well, that's because you're a racist.
No, it's because he was well raised.
That was payback. That was payback.
You know what? You can boo him.
Hey. It's my
And by the way,
it's my
Gutfeld,
show.
we know right now that white men cannot be racist. It's outsourced to us.
Yes, that's true.
We did replace you.
Kat, I'm going to go back and full-throated, no pun intended, defense of Hunter. He lacks any potential for shame. Doesn't that make you a great leader, not to be embarrassed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I get that your monologue, you're kind of like joking.
I'm not.
But I get it that you're kind of joking and you're committing to the bit right now, and that's great.
Why is everybody being so mean to me?
But
what did I do?
All right.
Maybe it was a feminist award you
gave to yourself. So, but what's not funny is that given the choice between him and his dad, he actually is more qualified to be the president. Even with all of the crack and the hookers and everything else, he always remembers to film.
Yes.
You know? And there so many Democrats are still acting like, of course, Biden's running. It's like, bro, running where? It feels like gaslighting at this point when they act that way. Like, of course, why would you say that? 2 reasons: I can see, I can hear. If I was shaking hands with the air, I wouldn't be able to come back to work the next day.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.